Woo! Gotta be real dumb. Yeah. That was magnificent, and I love you. Well, I think it's a personality thing. You're a little more of a yapper, so it makes sense for you to take the longer journey around. Yeah, she do be yapping. No, the ideal is the Norm Macdonald version where he's like, you hear about these people protesting road construction? You get to the end of any road work and there's a sign that says end road work. It's like, but he would say it way better than I could because I can't be funny like that, man. Street. Yeah, it's hard when you say road twice. Yep. Or work, honestly. You can't use any of those words because you clue them in too quick. Okay. We're going to punch it up. It's got to be dumb. I think that's yeah. Perfect second take. That's it. Yep, yep. And yeah, cuz it's not funny enough for a long setup. What? Okay. Yeah. Evil. Evil. There's no punchline. Yeah. I so at work, there's a guy who has a very miserable joke that's very funny. And it's the same kind of joke. And he basically the gist of the joke is a bunch of farm animals find out they're good at playing instruments and they start a band and they like and he goes through like describing them learning to play and learning all of the ins and outs of their instruments and their craft and getting an interview with a record producer and like he listens to them and he's like, "Hey, I like y'all. I'm gonna fly you out to LA. You gotta come like play." No, he's gonna fly him out to New York. He's like, you right, you gotta come play. And then near and he goes forever. At near the end of the joke, the horse can't get on the flight with his animal friends, so he's gonna wait and catch another flight out. And he after his friends leave on the flight, it's 9/11. and the plane crashes. And then I don't remember if it's just a plane crash or 9/11. It's funnier in my head when it's 9/11. And then at the end of this joke, the horse, devastated, his dreams in tatters, his friends dead, goes into a bar and the bartender says, "Hey, why the long face?" I've heard him tell that story 7 or 8 times and it'll like take 20-30 minutes every time. Oh, it is so funny. Yes! I'm at my mightiest in October. Full strength, full power. Mm-hmm. Mm. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. I do love a s'more. But the real essence of that is sweets and sugar and chocolate. Like it's treat yourself season. And boy, do I treat myself. I treat myself real good, friends. Um, yeah. Yes, he does. Oh, oh, oh yeah. Oh, don't do it. I, I go straight from love handle to thigh. Negative butt. You look at it. Oh, she right. She's right. And then I blow up. Anyway, it's Oktoberfest 2024, baby. I'm going to give a quick summary of everything I've already done to celebrate. I went really hard in the first week, and then this week I have so far not gone as hard, but that won't stop me. I'm going to get back into the swing of this thing. Probably this afternoon. I will be so powerful. So, sorry, I got to add more of the stuff. Okay. So we're going to start with what I've eaten. Because Oktoberfest, I generally divide it into like foods, movies, TV, podcasts, books, audiobooks. But food's an important part of October. It's not just about the spooky, it's also about the seasonal. So I've drank crockpot hot chocolate. So good. I have eaten French onion soup. This morning for breakfast, I ate pumpkin muffins with chocolate chips in them. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I lathered that thing in homemade whipped cream. So, that's the foods. Moving on to the movies. This year, I have a category for theme movies and then a category for off-theme movies. And the idea is that the theme is I want to watch different movies with really just different kinds of spooky things. You know, kind of the antagonist perspective. So instead of like genre, I'm watching like, oh, this one, the monster's an alien. This one, the bad guy's a vampire. This one, it's a slasher guy. This one, it's a zombies, you know? Trying to have as many diverse antagonists as possible in the movies I watch. And thus far, I have watched 4 on-theme movies and 2 off-themes. Of the on-theme movies, I watched The Blob 1988, which is a monster movie. Drag Me to Hell, which I would classify as a curse movie. The Beach House, it's a smaller film. It's not a romantic comedy. There's one movie called Beach House. It's a romantic comedy. This one's not. But this one. Huh. Yeah, I want to see that. Oh, dang. I want to see this thing. Oh, that's a fun little guy. Surprisingly, no. So if you'd like, it's a 2019 film, and it's kind of an infection movie. You could classify it maybe zombie-like, but I wouldn't because it's such a small aspect of the plot. But this like woman and her boyfriend go to a beach house that his dad owns, and while they're there, like there's really not a lot of plot in this movie. I could tell you in 2 sentences. While they're there, they find out that an older couple who the wife seems to have cancer, are also staying at the beach house because they're friends of his dad. and so basically the night progresses. It's kind of weird, kind of nice. They end up doing edibles together, which is wild. With the old people, yeah. But like it's progressive. They end up doing edibles, and then while they're high, a weird kind of fog washes over the beach, and this like luminescent spores fill the air, and it's like really weird, and there's like growth on things, and it's all like shiny and slick and weird, and it's some kind of microorganism from the bottom of the ocean that is just like freshly evolved and come up, and it starts getting everyone real sick. and starts like making them slimy and gross. And then once it's been in your system long enough, you kind of become zombie like, but they're not like actually scary. They just kind of crawl and moan. Um and it's there's really not a lot of plot, but it was fine. It was a nice like lower budget effort. It was fun to see. But I wouldn't recommend it, I don't think. But I watched that, and then the next one did not fail to disappoint. It was Killer Clowns from Outer Space. It's so I also went, I don't think there's a single movie on my list that I remember watching in its entirety. There are a couple that I've seen once, like a long time ago, and don't really remember, but almost everything is fresh for me. So I'm psyched about this year. Um, but Killer Clowns from Outer Space is delightful. The whole movie is really just like, hey, we've got this funny premise of how these clowns could kill a bunch of different people in carnival kind of ways. And we're that's it. We're gonna intersperse actual plot, but we're gonna have like, oh, we gotta go find the save people. Like my girlfriend's at her house. The clowns are gonna get her. We gotta go. But before they get to the house, you get like 6 different scenes of clowns killing citizens. It's incredible. Um, so Mars Attacks, but with less panache, like slower and quieter and more awkward, but still fun. Uh, some notable kills. One of the clowns does shadow puppets for some elderly at a bus stop. Like the elderly people are waiting at the bus stop watching the shadow puppets, and it's like a bunny, a dog, the crossing of the river with George Washington, and then they're all like saluting the shadow puppet. And then the clown like looks at the screen and turns the shadow puppet into a T-Rex shadow, and the shadow eats all the elderly people. Yeah, it's stuff like that. They have ray guns that'll turn you into a cotton candy cocoon, and then they'll stab the cocoon with a crazy straw and drink you once you've melted in it. Um, uh, they actually don't. They're right. There's one where this guy's walking through a park, and then there's this like little puppet show set up, and these two puppets are arguing, and one of them pulls out a ray gun and shoots the other one. And then the guy's like, ha ha ha. And then the clown comes up from behind, and the puppet points the ray gun at the dude and shoots him. Yeah, these two horny dudes get trapped in a ball pit with two like girl clowns, but they're just clowns with like inflated boobs. And then we never know how that scene progresses, but the two dudes survive covered in lipstick. So we don't know how it happened. Yeah. So it's fun, it's goofy, and there is like one actual moment that made me a little bit creeped out. So in the movie, there's a real dickhead sheriff, just a tool, just mean to everyone, doesn't believe anyone about the clowns. Which that one's kind of fair. But he's terrible, he's rude, he's mean. He thinks everyone thinks he's dumb because he didn't have a college education. But clown comes in, he arrests it, puts it in jail, and then later on, the other cop, who's actually a like good guy, good dude, comes in, and the place is trashed. It's all dark. The lights are out. There's like footprints everywhere. There's like the two guys in the cells dead in the cocoons. And he like comes out into the main office, and the clown is holding the sheriff, and the sheriff has like puppet drawings to make it look like he's a puppet, like lines below his mouth and rosy cheeks. And this is the only time the clowns, because the clowns basically speak minionese in the movie. They just make sounds. This is the only time any clown actually communicates in English because it's puppeteering the guy in his voice. And as he's doing it, like blood trickles from its mouth, and he's like, "Don't worry, we just want to eat you." And then the clown like yanks its hand out of him, and there's like actual blood on the hand, like out of nowhere in this silly, goofy movie, an actually genuinely creepy moment. Yep. Right. It caught me very much off guard. I was like, "Ooh, this is fun and silly," and holy crap. Um, but then I watched Young Frankenstein and Halloween Town as off-theme movies, and I watched Over the Garden Wall, and I've been listening to a horror audiobook. So it's brand new. It's came out this year. It's by Josh Mallerman, who wrote Bird Box, the one that got turned into that movie. And he also wrote a novella book, like a book that was multiple novellas that I really enjoyed called Goblin. And so it's called Incidents Around the House. And it's like a haunted house attempted possession story so far, but it's all told from the perspective of the girl that is being haunted, like the little girl. So it's all from a child's perspective. And in the beginning, she's like, "Yeah, the other mommy is my friend and good, but like I'm starting to feel more creeped out by other mommy," and and it's like it's the progression of it from a kid's perspective as this, and like because the other mommy will like come out of the closet and be really creepy and weird, and then be like, "Hey, can you let me into your heart?" And she always says no, but she keeps asking, and it's like it's creepy so far, but I'm enjoying it. It sounds similar, but I don't think it's like Coraline. But yeah, that's what I've been up to for Oktoberfest. I've been going hard. What you watch? Not on air, did we? No. Oh, we did. We did. Okay. How is it? I I know the concept, and I know it's body horror, and I'm concerned it's going to be too much for me to handle, so I have not attempted it. Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. That's all you need to know. Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Okay. Nice. Of course not. Logic, yeah. Wait, what? Ghosts and aliens are real. Dang it. What's the point? Yeah, yeah. Brotherhood's a good start. You know what? It's about it's about what you want from an anime. It's about what you're interested in. My first anime was Death Note. So it's or I think it's like, do you want the cute side of anime or do you want the like darker side where you get into like deeper stuff? I think My Hero is a great starting point if you don't know what you want, but you want to get a little bit of everything. Yeah. Because you could start with My Hero, and then, like, if you enjoy the darker sides, you know, you can look in other places. If you don't enjoy that, you don't have to. What? Ah! Kill them. Kill them all. It's whatever. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. That gets into like watching Rocky Horror Picture Show. Like, you're supposed to be rowdy. I do. I do want to see that really badly. I need to see what he got up to. Yeah, he's in a black hole. We killed Carl. And then we threw. Well, we killed him with our bare hands and threw him into a black hole. Remember that? It was off screen, but we did that. Holy my doom, am I right? There, yeah, there it is. There it is. Mm-hmm. Good for him. Ew. Yeah, it's a good film. It's got Zazie Beats. Yeah, I mean, because when you like the so this is fascinating because walking away from Joker, I'm like, oh, this is a story about how society creates people like the Joker. Society causes these problems. We do this to ourselves. Every horrible action that is perpetuated in our cultures, in a way, because of us. And then Todd Phillips was like, no, it's because you can't say jokes about minorities anymore. Can't blame him. Doing your mom part too. So he's laundering money for sure, right? Like we're on the same page there, right? This man is doing money laundering. Uh huh. Uh huh. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there. This is a good episode for us to all break out our best Joker voices to mock this idiot. Um. We, now, my father was Todd Phillips. And let me tell you something. He would come home from his movies. He'd make a new movie and he'd come home and he'd say, "Son, the woke mob won't let you laugh. We'll give 'em something to laugh at." And then he'd make me watch Jackass Part 4. Okay. That's all I got. That's it. That's what I heard. That's what I heard. Yeah, because it's his trial, right? It's a court drama. I have a lot of opinions on that sort of thing, as we all know from me. Um, I I have so many opinions. I don't even know where to start on this. It's all dumb and bad. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Crazy enough, art is both like what you mean as a creator matters, and what the audience gleans from it also matters. Todd. Yeah. Tommy was so with the room. That's the exact. He was like, it was a comedy the whole time. Ah, ha, ha, ha. Yeah, yeah. But he got it right. Incredible. Right. I I do think too there is something in what he said about like, oh, I didn't want anybody to like this move, like this character. I didn't they got from it the wrong thing. I meant this to be like, oh, you can't be funny anymore, which puts in new light the lines like, oh, you wouldn't get it, like it really you can see the tantrum coming through the movie more with that perspective. But like I think there is an angle to consider this from of like, he made the movie, I guess with the intent of commentating that you can't be funny because of woke or whatever. And then people liked it because they found something genuinely meaningful in it. And it is very indicative of that kind of person, the kind of person who thinks there is only one way to interpret things, the kind of person that thinks there is only one way to be funny. Like that kind of person, it would make sense that they would throw a fit because people found actual meaning in the thing they meant to just take down the libs or whatever. Like that is a very logical pattern that I would see in it. That he's throwing a fit because people with his personality type don't really enjoy people not thinking exactly what they want them to think. Poop. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, I think Todd wanted people like It's like someone making American Psycho being like, man, I really wish people liked Patrick Bateman. Like I really like it's like if the it's like making Fight Club and being like, man, I really wish people thought he was the good guy. If you intentionally, yeah, right. And it just takes a lot away. And it's like the best part about art is that the three of us look at something and we each get something different because we're all different people. And if you lean into that properly, you walk away with a deeper appreciation for the human condition. That's what art's about. Is you experience something, you engage with it, you have opinions on it, and then you leave feeling more connected with what it means to be human. Even if you hate it. Like people trash on modern art all the dang time and it's like, yeah, do I get what they're doing with that urinal on a wall? Sure. Do I think it's dumb? Also sure. Is it still art? Absolutely. Like uh, you're supposed to engage and feel it. Yeah. Do you love that it's real? I just needed to know that. Sorry. Yeah. Carry on, Caleb. It's just not. She evaporated. Yeah. And the dumbest part of it is like this dude is gonna walk away thinking he won. Like he's gonna be done with this movie and be like, "Oh, I did it. I won. I showed them." And then all of the idiot dude bros are gonna be like, "Yeah, the Joker 1 was good and Joker 2 was bad because it was about like women and stuff." You know, like people are going to take the wrong takes from it and they're going to take the dumb version of things and then I just have to sit and listen to that forever. Birds of Prey. Yeah. So it's actually a good movie. Like it's not my yeah, it's not my like favorite thing that DC's put out, but like it's if you take Suicide Squad and The Suicide Squad, it is far closer to The Suicide Squad than not. Consequently, as a way to turn this inward on ourselves and to think a little bit, I do think it's worth pointing out that just like idiot dude bros will take the dumbest possible take from art they experience, we too should be open to new perspectives from art. And we generally are, but like, it's just good to remind ourselves to keep challenging us, not always to point a finger at other people, but to be like, I have things that I can change my perspective on. Just because I think it now doesn't mean I always will. I'm open to being challenged. I'm open to being changed. And I just wanted to put that out there. Yeah. Mm. Oh, it's small in comparison to my body, but it's still pretty good. And that's what art's all about, friends. That's what art's about. Always has been. Oh, yo. And then we'll make another episode that's really bad to own you. And you deserve that. Yeah. I think it's actually better than you'd imagine. Mm-hmm. Sweeney Todd? Caleb, I do need to warn you, there is a content warning for that movie that I need you to have before going into it, okay? It is a musical. And Johnny Depp. Trigger warning, Johnny Depp. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. I don't know what I'm going to turn my sights on, but I'm going to watch a lot of things. We got an email. Want to hear about it? Good, because I want to tell you about it real bad. So, this is a Did You Know classic from Fielding. Junk House. Did you know loan words are words adopted from a foreign language with little or no modification? Tofu is a loan word from Japanese word tofu, in which it is itself a loan word from the Chinese word doufu. Thank you for subscribing to Did You Know? And then there's a bunch of characters that I'm going to put through Google search for the first time. Translating it to English. If you steal another word from the great Chinese language, you will suffer the consequences. Thanks, Fielding. What? Because we were trying to be nice to the critters we were eating. We didn't like calling them their names. Well, what if his name was Hector? Would you eat him then? How would that feel for you? Okay. You can email us at junkhousemailbox@gmail.com and you can name all your cattle Caleb and then eat them. And that's all I have to say about that. That's all I have to say about it. We say it every week. End road work now. End it. End road work. End road work. End road work. End road work.